Watch this again. Put your goat's foot lever on, bring him back. Take a bolt, set the bolt. Take aim just over the top. It's as simple as that.
Crossbow, X-bow, Arbalest, pick your poison. If you play Albion, it's a crossbow. If you play Clash Royale, it's X-bow. And if you're a medieval peasant, it's the thing my lord makes me carry before I get immediately shot in the face. Now, Albion's crossbow is, let's just say, historically inaccurate. In real life, the crossbow was invented to save time, at least the Chinese version. You know, so you didn't spend half your lifespan learning how to pull a longbow without your spine snapping in half. In Albion, though, somehow this quick-fire weapon shoots slower than a normal bow. It's like inventing the microwave, but every time you try to heat soup, it schedules it for next Tuesday. With this build, you're cosplaying as a sniper with a really shitty rifle that doesn't even know camouflage and works best when up close, while also having a different arrow that puts the enemy on mute mode. I'm going to tell you this straight ahead. This is a real build for a competitive fight in a fair scenario. We don't rely on IP advantage here. Unlike most of PvP bros online, that their whole content is that they overcharge their Awaken 120 spec weapon for an easy win. And before you run to the comment section, like a coked-up gorilla, to say other YouTubers have made this build before, let me tell you this, we don't use Harvester Cap. Shocking, right? Harvester Cap is a bad idea when you don't have a strong trap card, and that card is Yo Mama credit card. With Harvester Cap in the build, you lack damage, and don't forget you can always argue and prove me wrong in the comment section. Alright, strap in. Step 1, pick up your crossbow, the one that fires slower than a tortoise learning to drive a forklift. And yes, it's painfully obvious this thing was made by someone who hates fun. Step 2, we slap together every part of our build like a drunk engineer assembling IKEA furniture, just to cover up its tragic little personality flaws. This crossbow hits like a truck, a goddamn 18-wheeler hauling bricks, regrets, and your ex's emotional baggage. Setup, garbage, cooldowns, nightmare fuel. But that's why we choose gear that makes our W and E cast faster, refresh them like a degenerate hitting F5 on Cornhub when the Wi-Fi stutters, and then bam, we hit them with the coup de grace. One strike, and suddenly, they're reconsidering every life decision that led them to this very moment, while I stand there looking like someone who just discovered their brain is capable of not completely failing at math. Alright, real talk, does anyone here actually know what C-Wallet is? Or are we just pretending you don't already have 7 figures in there, sitting like digital dragon hordes while you complain about gas fees? Half of you are so loaded in crypto your MetaMask has performance anxiety. Yeah, Dave, stop smirking. You've got more stablecoins than the central bank and still act like you can't afford lunch. Anyway, for the broadcast mortals in the room, you know, the ones whose net worth isn't currently mooning on C-Wallet, I've got a tip box link. Toss a coin at my circus of bullshit and get this, your name gets slapped on the end of every single video I make. Forever. Like, till the pucking heat death of the universe. Basically, you're buying eternal internet clout, except without the TMZ cameras catching you doing cocaine in a Taco Bell parking lot. Now that we've done the awkward millionaire check, let's actually talk about the abilities and why they're more broken than your ex's promises. Alright, little boys, let's get to the build. Q, Autofire, first pick, no contest. This thing spits bolts faster than a guild leader rage-quitting Discord after losing a crystal match. Loud, messy, but scarily effective. The last shot lands and goes boom like you just fragged someone so hard their combat log needs therapy. Damage, clean. Cooldown, practically non-existent. And unlike half the bros who swear they'll show up for ZVZ, this one actually pucking delivers. Reliable chaos. Exactly the kind of degenerate energy you want on your side. W, Noise Eraser, the fourth option, fire a purple bolt in the targeted direction that puts your enemy on silence. Hard to aim, but priceless if landed properly. And listen.
Right, I'll tell you what, you fat little c***.
You missed this, and there isn't much you can do beside ordering your coffin. E, Snipe shot. The real sniper move charges up and hits harder than a sumo wrestler riding a meteor straight into your skull. Massive damage, but yeah, the charge up is slower than a sloth stuck in molasses, which is one of the flaws we're desperately patching with our gear. And just when you think it's balanced, The devs apparently swapped their meth for crack right before coding Crossbow E, because it really looks like the kind of ability that's its damage shouldn't be reflected, but somehow it does. Oh, and the cherry on top. The charge-up time delays every time you get hit. Basically, every basic auto-attack your enemy throws out has built-in crowd control against a crossbow player. It's like the game invented a new form of punishment just for picking this weapon. Your life flashes before your eyes, you start questioning reality, and somehow you're still holding that crossbow like a man who refuses to admit he's been pranked by the code itself. Passive, well-prepared. Every fourth spell you cast, your Q gets reset, basically giving you a second shot at blowing things up without taking up a whole armor slot. Think of it like a Caerleon cape in trench coat. Let's gear up, sweethearts. For chest, we're rocking the Scholar Robe. Its unique ability, Speedcaster, cranks up your cast speed and makes your energy usage actually efficient. Basically, it makes your crossbow shoot off faster, kinda like how Yo Mama last night made me shoot off faster. Difference is, the robe doesn't charge extra for cooldowns. Helmet, Assassin Hood. Comes packing meditation, slaps your cooldowns into overdrive just enough to refresh your E and W when you need it most. This thing is basically the magnum opus of your build, like a gourmet lasagna hiding in a dumpster. Absurd, unexpected, and somehow completely compensating for all the damage you're missing if you actually use it right. Boots, Stalker Shoes has the ability Raging Blink, lets you blink 2 times in a row, increasing your damage each time, also gives you a very short moment of invincibility. If timed right, can be used to dodge some key bursts. In theory, though, I've never been able to do it, to be honest. Cape Time, Brazilian Cape. Upon casting your helmet ability, its ability, Fey Barrier, activates, giving you a shield and immunity against purges, while the last one being irrelevant here. Nicely paired with Assassin Hood. Beef stew, more damage, plain and simple. Yeah, I know some of you are out here defending Omelette like it's the second coming, but let's be real, the cast time reduction it gives, completely drowned out by the raw, unforgiving punch that Beef Stew puts on your crossbow. It's like bringing a butter knife to a demolition derby. You can try, but you're not surviving. Potion, Gigantify. Boosts your HP, sure, but here's the kicker most people totally miss. It makes you immune to force movement effects. We're talking Wall of Flames, Force Field, Tornado Potion, all the annoying, stop-moving, idiot effects that usually ruin your day. Suddenly, you're the unmovable nightmare they didn't see coming. The combo, you go in, use your chest, land your W and start casting your E. Then we have to make sure the enemy can't interrupt our helmet ability. Then use the meditation to refresh your W and E, and after that nuke them again by chaining your W and E another time. Here's the stuff you actually need to watch out for. Hunter Hoods, Retaliate, Sword W, Parry Strike, Spear W, Reflecting Spin, and Leather Jackets with Inferno Shield. Want to know if they're packing these horrors? Just inspect their gear, no psychic powers needed. Now here's where things get fun. If they've got one of these abilities and you somehow fat finger your W like a drunk uncle trying to text, love you, but sending his bank pin instead, don't panic. You can fake your E to bait them out. Canceling your E charge doesn't put it on cooldown, so you're basically trolling them while keeping your finger on the trigger. They just blew their defensives on thin, pucking air. It's basically edging your opponent. Except instead of blue balls, they end up defenseless, and you're grinning like a psychopath lining up the real shot. So who does this monster actually wreck? First up, other crossbows. Your damage is split into 2 big hits, unlike Boltcasters who put all their eggs in their E-basket, and compared to a light crossbow, you hit faster than their brain can process what just happened. Next, bows but not all bow. Longbows, war bows, these bows are trying to poke you from a distance. You just hit harder, plain and simple. It's like bringing a sledgehammer to a knitting contest. They didn't sign up for this level of violence. Finally, spears. If you can bait their W, they're basically a fish on dry land, completely useless, flailing around while you rearrange the furniture with your bolts. Enough chatter, time to show you what this crossbow does when the rubber meets the road. Keep your eyes peeled, because we're about to turn opponents into a cautionary tale of poor life choices. Roll the montage and watch me shred them in cinematic fashion, leaving nothing but regret, confusion, and a lot of what just happened. Energy in my wake. Making this content, grinding the builds, and obsessively testing crossbows is basically my life, my therapy, and my socially awkward excuse to avoid human contact. If you want to stop flopping around in Albion like a dildo in a washing machine, slam that subscribe button. Feeling extra reckless? Hit the pinned donation link and toss some cash my way so I can keep turning these crossbow builds into tax audits for wannabe PvP gods. Every coin counts, even the ones you lifted like your guild logo ripped off, cheap, dirty, and not even yours. And that's how this crossbow build demolishes everything in its path, from unsuspecting bows to clueless spear users and anyone who thought they could outplay you. Every bolt lands like a cosmic middle finger, every combo reminds enemies that bad decisions have consequences, and every potion sip is basically you laughing at reality while chaos unfolds around you. So grab your gear, pick your fights, and remember, in the mists, in corrupted dungeons, or anywhere desperate PvP idiots roam, you're the storm they didn't see coming. Stay deadly, stay chaotic, and most importantly, keep having fun while everyone else melts into their own regrets.